Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the Borough Council meeting for October 5th to order. I'd like to stand up and do a moment of silence, please. Yes, guys, we have Troop 65 from Extender during the community service badge, citizenship in the community service badge. You guys want to stand up and tell us who you are?
I'm Sean.
I'm Charlie.
I'm Mason. I'm
Hi, guys.
Welcome.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate it. All right. The scouts over there. Motion to approve expenditures for the period ending September 30th. Second.
I'll second it.
Questions? Okay. All in favor? Motion carries. Approval of Borough Council minutes September 7th and September 21st. The 7th is, we call those minutes?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess we would.
Okay, all right. Motion to approve? Second?
Second.
Questions?
I'll recuse, I wasn't here.
Thank you. All in favor? Thank you, everyone. Citizens to be heard. Name and address, we ask you come to the podium. We have a time limit. Anyone like to come up? Come on up and speak, please.
I'm discussing the park. Okay, my name, Glenn Johnson.
Excuse me, wait to get to the podium, please, so she can hear. Thank you.
Pardon me?
Go ahead, we have to, so she can
My
hear.
name is Glenn Johnson. I live at 157 Jefferson Avenue.
Thank you.
I want to talk about parking. We had a discussion about this parking before. And you just told me that we made an agreement that we, no, I said you made an agreement one way or the other. You're telling me it wasn't the same way. Right?
I don't know if there's enough information that's saving for us to answer your question.
Well, the mayor said, take the agreement that they offered us, which talk about parking up the parking lot and have parking on the street. You're telling me it didn't mean that.
I'll let you,
Parking lot.
yeah, I'll let you do your speech and then if you want me to answer something. I don't want to take away from your time. Steve, you started?
I did, but it's having a little trouble.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay? Well, you took our parking lot down from us when you let them people park there and made their houses over there. And they told us that they were going to give us a parking lot for you and the borough, for us and the borough.
Who told you that?
If you would have done the houses over there.
Have you gone to them?
No. I haven't seen them since then.
Okay.
Now, you're telling me that we don't get no parking now on us in the parking lot. I don't even know why we don't get a parking. Because on Lincoln Avenue, you got park over there, and there are people parking in the parking lot over there in the street, on the street. I don't understand why we can't have parking up there too. That's all.
Thank you. Anybody else, citizens be heard? All right, thank you. Deferred business, we have ordinance 2016-5, amending chapter 274, vehicles and traffic, meter parking, permit parking. We advertised at 9/14, and we had to re-advertise at 9/28. Have a motion to adopt, to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Questions? We beat it up pretty good. All righty, all in favor? Opposed? Thank you, everyone. Motion carries. All righty, new business, Parks and Recs. If I believe Parks and Rec have interviewed, am I correct? They interviewed Kevin recently. Kevin, you guys interviewed and are making.
Right, yes, we're meeting to appoint a new commissioner.
Come on up, Kevin, I'm sorry. This is Kevin Scarf.
Sure, it's going to come out of Parks and Rec. We would like to, a motion to appoint Ryan Hayward to
You went through the process.
We went through the process, he came in, met us all, sat through a couple meetings, and we feel he's a good fit for us. We'd like to appoint him to the
Thank you.
commission.
Yeah, we're trying to get the committees involved and do that. Okay, guys, we have a recommendation. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to appoint Ryan Hanforth to the Parks and Rec Commission.
Second?
Motion is second. Anybody have a question on the candidate or the committee?
I'll just make a general comment that I have also met him, and he is an excellent candidate. He actually fills a good niche.
He feels an absolute need.
Parks.
We appreciate your hard work. All in favor? Opposed? We appreciate your hard work keeping up, guys. Thank you very much. All righty, Parks and Rec Commission update.
Thanks, everyone. So we just have a couple of things to discuss. Again, my name is Scott Fire, Chairman of Parks and Rec Commission. We are here to first talk about our proposal for the disc golf course in Kerr Park. We have revised our plans from several walkthroughs we've had with some council members, Tom Uhas. We came up with a map of the park. I'm not sure if everyone can see it, but this is our proposal. We wanted to bring up Tom Price. He's our leader of our disc golf community here, so we wanted him to come up and kind of describe some of the holes of concern that you guys have.
Sure. Thank you for your time. That's Dave. Tom Price. Thank you. Thank you. As Kevin was saying, we listened to feedback and concerns that you provided to us, both from previous meetings as well as walkthroughs that we've done. And we have kept the tee pads either to the outside borders and far enough away from other park activities, as well as future possible activities that will be occurring in the park. The crossing of paths was kept to an absolute minimum. It only happens one hole. We actually tested it and we approved it in front of you guys as well, where there wouldn't be safety shouldn't be an issue. And lastly, as far as the feedback concerns, hole 7, which is being proposed in the main pavilion between Pennsylvania and 30, well, there's a lot of activity that's going to be going on in the summer. We have the hole away from that activity for an alternate hole, so it will be far enough away. That's demonstrated in this diagram here, where the hole will be moved over to here.
Tom, can you kind of start us
Sure.
at the other end and tell us where that is up the top? You want to start with hole 1, or how you going to?
So I'm going to take you to the parking lot.
Okay.
So most people will probably go in by way of the library and park here, because this is where the easiest walk would probably be to 1. You'll see the basket for 18 here. When you play by the second gazebo of 1, and then you're going to make your way to 2, and then eventually you'll cross underneath Pennsylvania Avenue to the main pavilion area that we were just discussing. Hole 3 isn't a concern. It's when you play right behind where we're standing, the other 3 baskets, and come back to hole 7. When it's off season, if you will, and there's less activity going on in the pavilion, we'll propose to move the basket more towards the area. When it's in season, we're going to move it far enough away so it's not even going to be noticed. So we'll be going away from there. So those are the 2 positions there that we have for that.
You know.
You want me to walk through the whole? Okay.
Yeah, quick.
What's great about this is, and I was going to close with this, is this really is a unique course in that you have courses that are in township parks, but you don't have courses that are in the middle of the community and the restaurants and everything that's here. So it's quite exciting as far as what it could do to the economy, what it could do to the park, as from a safety standpoint, and just building a lot of activity and just a lot of people that are playing in the park and visiting the restaurants afterwards.
So you took Johnsontown out, correct?
Yes, thank you. So that was also part of your concern was to take it out. And
We
did
tried
remove it.
Johnsontown, and then there was blind spots where people would come through, and then we worried. I couldn't even hit them if I tried to. I thought it would be a concern in case someone was coming through a bike or something. So they thought they would just move
Right.
it out, put some there, and try to take down the blind spot.
Yep, correct. Yeah.
And then Tom, if you want to show them, there are about 3 holes back
Yes.
that we are proposing to be into the back part of the curb behind the All Abilities Playground into the woods.
Yes.
We walked through it, and there's a couple of dead trees that we're proposing to remove, but also to counter that, we're working with the Brandywine Conservancy, and we're looking to get trees donated. So we're just waiting on some final approvals there. So any kind of, there are really only about 2 or 3 trees we'll be taking out that are already dying. We're replacing with about 50 smaller trees throughout all the parks.
What it was, guys, they were back by the All Buildings Playground, we wanted to try to stay away. So we said, why don't you go straight? You know, go over towards the water authority, and you guys did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Correct. So anybody have any questions on the plan?
Just one, on the right side of play, the log house, what's the closest play that's going to be to that?
We're actually, the tee pad, if you will be right next to it. So we will not be throwing at the log house. We'll be throwing, like, if this is the log house here, the tee pad's like 20 more feet off to the left, and you're throwing away from it.
So how does this work? I mean, as far as our approval goes, if we approve this tonight, they can play anytime they want, or do they have to notify us? Like, what about the events that we already have, like the farmers market and the arts and crafts fair that the historical commission just
Good concerns, and I think, Jeff, you made the mention, we're approving the concept so they can start the fund driving. Any of our events that we handle, we have talked about, and I said that wouldn't be a problem.
Correct.
They would take priority, you wouldn't have the tournaments throwing, except restricted around any of the meets and everything. So it would be, because we worried about, well, you know, wait, I have a right to do this, and they want to do that. So it's kind of like you guys said, hey, we'll work around any events and not interfere with it.
And that's why they came up with some of the alternate holes. So the one, the big one is the one right by the gazebo. So like during the farmer's market, during any summer jam, any event in there, the hole can actually, the basket will actually be taken out, put in another location. And there will be signs, you know, we're also hoping to build small kiosks in each hole to give like a little map. And, you know, if things are going on in the park, and the Tom can go more into the actual disc golf community, like disc golfers are very aware of what's going on in the park. They're very used to maybe skipping a hole if there's an activity.
And I don't want to speak of it, the way you explained it to me was, it's almost like a golfer on a golf course. They're very considerate about the surroundings, and they don't, this is what they said, these guys that play. Of course, you could get a kid that, you know, it's golf, but he's not going to do all this. And that's the way, that was one of the concerns I brought up, and I said that they're
Absolutely.
Yeah, like a golf course, you more or less explained it to me.
And once the course is constructed, then you can play it at any time. There's not, I mean, any time the park's open.
Correct.
But large tournaments would still be subject to the mass gathering permit. So we would have, you know, notice of these tournaments if they were,
Yes.
when they were coming in.
They're scheduled through the borough.
Right.
That answers
But yeah.
Yeah, so like in the summertime, while us grown-ups are all working, the kid who has a disc,
Okay.
the facilities will be there, and he wants to get out and practice, you know, he can do that
Yes.
without being in the league or the tournament.
Correct.
The baskets are permanent,
Yes.
except for the alternate ones, but they're year-round.
We'll have removable ones anyway.
They'll be cemented into the ground, yeah. But, yes.
Now, we will use for the tee pads, there are some existing concrete, you know, that we can actually use for the tee pads instead of, you know, I think we already need 4. So there's 14 tee pads instead of 18, because we're going to use what's already there, obviously to cut costs and to not disrupt.
If you can explain, he asked about the kids, it's a great question. Some of the kids are learning, aren't going to do the whole course until, but the way you explained to me, different discs do different things.
Yes.
When you're really into it, you can get a disc, and they're kind of hard to maneuver. I couldn't throw it that far.
Yeah.
The guy, I couldn't hit the person in the back of the room with the head I had to, so it's kind of a...
So it's like golf clubs.
It is.
Yeah, driver, a putter, that's it.
Driver, mid-range, and putter, yeah. So, and it has to do with, a lot of it has to do with how thick your rim is here. So if it's more narrow, that's typically the driver. The fatter it is, that's your mid-range or putter.
Are they the real ones?
Yeah,
Can you pass them?
Yeah.
What's the
Let guys-
typical longest range that you guys throw?
distance. If you're really good, you're hitting 300 feet and beyond.
Yeah, he wanted to know what you throw. Tom.
Oh, what I yeah, the typical
Well,
player.
I want to know what potentially could be thrown by someone.
Yeah, the typical player or kid is going to throw between 100 and 275.
Okay. Is that your wife?
No,
No,
it's not. It's
neighbor.
my good neighbor though.
Neighbor. They play through my backyard right now. Yeah.
You were good.
Haven't hit the house yet.
You actually,
Really?
So it hasn't been a problem for you
No.
when they're close to you?
Yes.
That's good to know.
And I had no idea they were going to be here tonight, but since they are, I'm heckling.
the scouts afterwards, you each got to throw them out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get an extra badge if you do. So anyone, Pat, you have a question?
I think.
Oh, I'm sorry. You
One-
we can come back. We can come back.
How far from the longhouse?
No.
Well, actually, be right off of the concrete slab that's elevated right above the
We're
fountain.
throwing on the concrete slab.
That's where the
yeah.
tee would be, so we'd be throwing directly above.
Away from it.
But away from the house?
Yes.
Totally away from the house, yes. So there are disc golf clubs, every course, but I don't know really of a course that doesn't have a disc golf club. And I played well over 30 different courses. Once approved, there will be a disc golf club formed. And the club would have its own website, and they would organize all of the weekly activities, tournaments, what have you, including they're going to want to keep the course clean. Something that they take pride in is where they play, doing a lot of cleanup garbage and maintenance and so forth. Not the cutting of the lawns, but but they will want to clean a nice clean court, of course.
And that'll coincide with the Parks and Rec Committee, and then you guys will,
Yes.
of course, go to the borough and get all that approved.
So when before they work with the Parks and Rec, especially with scheduling, but in terms of like normal activity, I mean, it's open to the parks. So they, Tom's group will just schedule a game Saturday tea time, 9 a.m. unless there's something going on in the park. But as far as like tournaments, we definitely would like, to hold 1 to 2 tournaments a year, and that would benefit Parks and Borough. But it would be organized, by the club.
Thanks, Alex, you have a question?
Yeah, only question I have, how big are the pads?
So the pads, I'm looking to do a 4-foot by 8-foot pad. Probably
That's a tee pad?
concrete. Yeah, T-pad.
Then how much would the surface area for concrete on the basket be? Like a
Maybe about the size of this
circle
stand here. Yeah.
And if I remember right, we were going to be cognizant of keeping them slightly at grade so they can be mowed over. So
Correct.
Facilities doesn't have a problem with keeping the grass around it.
Yes.
Yeah, there'll be nothing to obstruct a
Rider
rider
mower.
This is always evolving, so you guys it's a give or take. If we find a problem, we'll address it, drop it down, raise it, move it a little bit, whatever. So it's not,
This is really just.
right, it's not
They
etched
should
in
go
stone
ahead.
that it has to go.
Yeah, this is the proposed plan.
Right.
As we get closer to hitting our fundraising goal, we'll obviously try and, lock down the final plans. And, so things can be changed. I'm sure there'll be several more
And the
walkthroughs.
hole isn't there forever. I mean, it's not like first, second, or third base are in the same spot all the time. You know, they can be moved a little bit if we find a problem arises or whatever. We might be able
Perhaps
to.
the basket.
The basket could be moved.
It's concrete T-pad. I mean, it'd be concrete.
That would
Unless
say-
you put another,
If there was a serious problem.
absolutely.
Oh, yes.
If there's, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah, if there's something serious, you guys say, hey, yeah, sorry.
Hurricane Matthew all of a sudden takes a turn, absolutely.
Okay. And,
Well, I want to say, the comment is, I really like how you utilized the wooded area behind Kerr Park, and even the back, the other side here, and even the back part behind the Old Abilities Playground. It's an underutilized part of the park, and I think going into the wooded area is not only great for the sport, but also you could clear out some undesirable activities that could occur back there in the woods back there, having more traffic through there. So I really like how you utilize that. And just the amount of movement that you've had on this whole map the whole time. As soon as you get comments, you take the comments to heart.
This is at least the 10th version.
Exactly. And I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, your changes in there too, Pat, by the way. That was just, I didn't mention, but.
Who's Pat?
I'm sorry.
No, Phil, you got a question?
This is Steve. Is there any insurance that the borough is going to need to carry for this, or extra?
I did contact the carrier, and it's covered under our regular liability policy, just like the old Dolly's playground and baseball field, so there is no increased cost for that, and it's covered under the same rider.
We don't current. Questions are done, Jeff?
I would like to move, or I would like to ask council to approve a resolution of support for the disc golf course in Kerr Park, so that they can begin fundraising.
Second.
First and second.
I'd like to make a secondary motion, if I may. I'm not looking for trouble, I'm really not. I would think I'd like to try this sport out at some point in time. I'd like to ask my fellow council members to limit this approval for 1 year, and we revisit it in 1 year. Just in case there's an unforeseen problem or something that's really something that we can't be dealt with. And I don't foresee that there would be, but I think it's just, it behooves us just to say, just in case we find out that it's not a good fit for the park. Again, I'm not against the idea at all. And I understand there is some permanence to the installation. I think that would just motivate the participants more to make sure that, you know, it stays a good fit, that's all. And then in a year comes, you know, if my secondary motion is approved, then we could then make it a permanent approval.
So are you saying once it's completed, we give it a year?
From tonight, once we approve it,
Right.
after they've been planning for a year,
Okay, so
that
after
we
they've been planning.
reapprove it.
But once it goes, they're still fundraising. So are we saying after a year, if they haven't fundraised enough, that we have to revisit it, or?
I don't know, you tell me, a year from when they start playing.
I mean, we're still gonna, I mean, this will be on borough property.
Guys, let's get a second, and then I think let's get a second so we lose talk.
Oh, I'll second it.
Okay, so now we can talk. Thank you. Go ahead, Alex.
So, if this goes in and there is an issue, it's still on borough property, we still reserve the right to shut it down or make any changes to it. If something, like Phil, like you were saying,
that true?
actually does happen.
If that's the case, then
Yeah, it's our property. I mean, we can take a tennis court out and put a tennis court in. I think it's a little hard for them to go say, hey, we got permission for a year, can we have some money? Give them an idea of what kind of fundraising you're going to be doing for this.
We're looking to raise $25,000. We think it's going to be about $18,000 total in for construction, and then we want to have about 5 to 7 on hand in case.
So it's a little hard when you go to a fundraiser. I mean, it is in our parks, we
Okay.
can do whatever in our parks.
well, given the understanding of what you're saying, that it becomes problematic, something we don't foresee, that we can say, hey, it's not working, guys, then I'm fine with
Can we rescind that?
that. I do rescind my secondary motion.
So we have a regular motion on the floor. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you, guys. We appreciate the hard work. I know you guys did a lot of that.
I'm thrilled, thank you all.
Thank you.
Don't forget your discs.
Yes, thanks.
Or you want to throw them to me?
That's my turn. Thank you.
Okay, 527. West
Couple more.
Lake.
Park says one more.
They're still updating this.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hey, you said updating.
Go ahead.
So this is a proposal map.
Oh, this is that float.
This is the kayak drop. So we've been working with Brandywine Conservancy. They basically put all the plans together. You guys should have a copy of all their plans. And basically we're proposing a kayak drop. We have 2 proposed locations. Option A is actually right behind the Borough building. Option B actually is the one that we would prefer. It's further away from the Borough building off the trail, and it actually has like a natural slope into the creek. The original proposal, we were thinking about putting a floating dock, things like that. After looking at it, we don't even feel we need an actual dock. Basically what we're asking for is, permission to clear out the space. There's going to be some debris to clear up. And basically, we would get a kiosk right out there saying a kayak drop. We basically just promote that you can drop your kayak
Docks were a concern with the flooding.
Yeah, that's why.
And that was a little bit of a,
Yeah, that's why option B is probably a better option, because it's a natural slope into the creek, we wouldn't even need a dock. And, you know, right up on the trails where the kiosk would be, you know, right there, you can drop it.
you're looking for the approval to put up a sign to make that a launching pad.
Exactly.
We'll defer to Tom. Tom, you looked it over, did you have any concerns?
Yes, we actually constructed a ramp area when we constructed the trail. And we put a lot of river armor right upstream of the bridge on the log house side. Now, the parking's further away, but we also have that drive-in there. So we did that for this purpose.
That's where the walking trail goes down?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
So there's a gradual slope right in there. Now,
Yes.
there's sediment building up in here, but there's also a fish commission project scheduled on the other side of the river from that area, which should improve this.
Okay.
So that was our purpose for that. I do not recommend option A. The hydraulics are too sensitive because of the ramp for the bridge. If that bank erodes, it could wash out the ramp.
So you're saying we already have a launching pad. What do you guys
I
think?
feel the best spot is over by Log House. Now, I'm sorry if I didn't communicate. I was talking to staff a little bit, but I
Yeah.
don't remember if I got back to you.
No,
or
and
not.
yeah, we weren't aware. I mean, if there's already a spot that you guys have in mind, we would like to use that. I mean, basically, we just wanted a drop.
Well, guys, I think we can almost make an approval for the village pending talking to Tom and getting his recommendation.
Exactly.
Is that okay? We could probably do some kind of approval to get you started. I don't know what we need to do it. Pending Tom's approval, his area sounds like a good spot.
Exactly. That's basically all we wanted, is just permission to have a drop.
Could you speak to the cost? This is all covered by grants, correct?
Well, their Rainwater Conservancy is going for a grant, so actually it could cost us nothing. That is pending, but we do have our budget set aside for any.
Do you need anything to show them that we're on board with it? Do we, Mark,
You mean for the Brandywine Conservancy?
yeah, let them know that we are, if they're going to commit their money to it, that we are in favor of it.
I would think the Conservancy would want something from the borough, whether it would be a resolution, I'm not sure at this point.
Yeah, some kind of letter would be great if you can do that. I mean,
Yeah.
and if there's another proposed area.
What do you recommend, Mark? What do you want to do, Steve?
We can do a letter.
Okay, all right. Council okay with that, with the letter?
Move for a letter of support for the.
Just need a consensus, right? Consensus is good? Okay, guys?
Okay.
Guys, we're a little loosey-goosey up there.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Good.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All righty, thanks, guys, good work, everybody. Next, we have, Tom, you're going to ask for a code revision to chapter 2.
Fence.
No, I missed the fence, I'm sorry. I put a check mark before they went. 527 West Lancaster Avenue, construction of fence. Where is that exactly? 527?
That's this side of Dable Avenue. It's in the middle of the block. There's no sight distance issues. There's already a stockade fence next to it. There's a photo in your packet. It's a big, I have a better picture here from Google Earth. It's a big white Victorian house. You can see the fence next to it. It's an obvious improvement if you look at what's there now.
So they're going to position it the same as the other one? Move it
I'm
back?
not exactly where, but I can confirm that, and they did indicate if it's closer to the sidewalk, they would put a gate in it, but I will notify them they can't encroach on the PennDOT right away without permission.
Where that other fence is good, they kept it back off
Yeah.
off the ground. So you're asking permission to put that fence and keep it in line with the other one.
They didn't clarify that. I'd have to get back to them, but
I mean, that's how we can,
we had a fence the other block. By the motel,
Yes.
a couple houses this side.
Oh, it's this, okay, so it's this one.
I know this. Yes, okay, so.
So actually, they wanted where the existing hedge is, so it would be right on the sidewalk. That is what they're asking for.
No,
Is that in any type of right of way?
PennDOT's right away is close to that area, it might be a couple feet. I know on the other block, PennDOT right away is a couple feet behind the sidewalk. I have to check.
But with the sidewalk there, I mean, even if they were allowed to go all the way up, I don't know what to, there would be no obstruction of the.
No, there's no
traffic.
site distance issues, there's no driving there.
Are they planning on moving ahead?
Yeah.
Well, I personally think it would look nice in line with the others and the way they set it back nice. Instead of we start getting all this, keep it uniform. It is on the highway. I think it'd be a little more presentable if we did that, you know, with all that.
Or are they even doing the same fence?
Yes, it's a board on board.
So it's gonna be the,
Similar.
Similar.
It might be stained different, but you can ask them.
I'd like to come
Right.
and go, so if everybody starts doing that, to the any use in line and all that. What do you guys think?
I mean, it's their, I personally don't have a preference. I mean, if they would wanna, it is, I would find that too.
I just think let's,
Yeah, mine is
in line, yeah, I like it in line. You okay with it? Do in line?
Definitely.
Okay.
Overall consensus.
Yeah, Phil, I mean,
It's
Jeff?
more visually appealing, but it's a huge change in order.
Can't change it, so we put the pole on.
Like there's a pole in the middle of it, and they have to remove a pole.
Make it go a little bit, but
Yeah, I'm fine.
look nice. Are you okay with it? Phil, you okay with it?
I'm sorry, are we asking that it be in line with the other fence, or is, yeah, definitely.
Okay, Tom?
We need an actual motion.
I make a motion to approve the construction of the fence at 527 West Lancaster Drive with the
Addition.
condition that it be, whatever.
In line with the neighboring fence.
Neighboring fence.
You say 527? 527.
That's what it says here.
Oh, it's 27?
527, we have a motion, we
I
have a second?
that.
Okay, we have a second? Tom, thanks for the update, I think we'll go with Peter, is that okay? Okay. No, I'm saying we have the first motion and a second.
Sorry.
All in favor?
I thought
Okay, thank you, everyone. All right, Tom, you're on the hot seat again, correct?
Yes.
You're going to do code revisions, chapter 249, streets and sidewalks.
Our sidewalk ordinance is outdated.
20 words or less.
Our sidewalk is outdated and in need of updating. It references old PennDOT specs that haven't been around for years. And I've rewritten it. You have a copy of it with the markers of what changed. But I suggest you read it start to finish and see if you're okay with it. It's overdue. It also covers brick pavers, which we didn't have in there. So
You just want us to, you want us to look over the fine tooth comb and then we'll...
yeah, if you have any comments next meeting, or get them to me before next meeting, and I can do a final draft. And I think I have 2 legal questions in there. You can get some solicitor input on the fines.
You'll sort out within, everybody okay? Questions, we'll have questions next meeting when we do it. All righty, mayor and council update. Oh, no, Neil Fisher, I'm sorry. Train station, Steve, you want to give a quick update?
Yeah, just a quick update. Hankin Developers has actually been in negotiations to be a partner in the new train station and do a development on the western side that would flow into the eastern side. One of the concerns that PennDOT had was that they enter into an agreement with the developer that they would not be responsible for the future maintenance of the train station platforms and parking lot. They've agreed to turn over the revenue for the parking to the borough in exchange for, routine maintenance of the parking lot, the platforms, emptying trash, snow removal, things like that. Hankin has also provided a letter because we don't exactly know how big this lot is going to be yet and what's entailed, but they provided me with a letter saying that they will be a partner. But one of the issues is that PennDOT cannot just give a maintenance contract to a private entity without a public bids, but they can do it to the borough. So they have asked that the borough step up and maintain the lot once the initial capital investment has been made at the train station. I think it's a good idea to keep the project moving, and I think the parking revenue is more than enough to cover for the maintenance that we'll have to do. So hopefully the new facility, it won't be that heavy on us. So in order order to keep it moving, that's what they want, and I would recommend that you allow me to send a letter saying that we will partner with Hankin and be responsible for the maintenance of the new station.
That's excellent news, and I would like to make a motion to do that.
Oh, yeah, I'll second that. Fighting over this.
Yes.
All in favor? Okay, thank you, guys. Boy, that's a great, okay, we've done that. Steve, did we miss anything? Do you have anything to add?
I think we're
No,
good.
you're okay?
Steve, what about the bid for the Chestnut Street Bridge? How's that going?
We just had a conference call. Unfortunately, we don't have our ducks finalized with Amtrak, so that seems to be the last issue. We need a construction agreement with them. Mark has been on all the conference calls, and we have one issue, but the actual project is supposed to go to bid. We had hoped it would be this year. We're still looking at construction next year in 2017, so hopefully we get the Amtrak agreement back, and then that's the last holdup of one right-of-way issue that we're taking care of. It should be done this week, so we are going to be in construction. And on another note, PennDOT will be in on the Lancaster Avenue Bridge in November for a rehabilitation project that we're working on with them for the bridge. They'll explain all that.
Good. So everything's in motion. The two bridges at once, and we're hoping to do. Go to the order.
Well, I'll just say that the Library Love event was last Thursday, and it was at the Downingtown Country Club, and $8,000 was raised, and we're going to do it again next year. And that's money that goes back to the borough because of the help we give the library in their construction of their new building. The log house was open last Sunday. We had about 35 visitors, and we're going to be open again on the first Sunday in November. So people are coming to see it, and every time it's a group of people, most of them who have lived here their whole life and have never seen it. So eventually, everybody in town is going to get into that.
Downingtown Park and Rec and Downingtown Thorndale Chamber of Commerce are going to be hosting Home for the Holidays this year. It's our first annual, hopefully, home decorating competition for Christmas season, Hanukkah season, all religion season. Our goal is to charge $5, half of which will go to the Wounded Warrior Project, and half will go to Park and Rec. Downingtown Thorndale Chamber of Commerce is putting up the prize money for the best decorated home. It would be a $200 prize, $100 for second, $50 for third. We'll start getting information out to all our residents, but it's going to be a beautiful place to walk this holiday season.
Just update from the Water Authority. The Water Authority will be flushing hydrants. They started last night. They'll be doing flushing hydrants again tonight and tomorrow night.
You know, what happens if you forget and you accidentally swallow some of that water, which I did this morning?
You're still going to be okay.
What?
You can talk about phone calls?
Well, I was just saying we were going to ask, I was going to ask Steve just to give the shout for that. Steve, you want to give a shout out for the Fall Fest for a minute? Come on up. Go to the order. What? Sure, you got to. You're no special character.
Evening, everyone. My name is Steve Wald. I'm the Executive Director of the Downingtown Regional Chamber of Commerce. So Sunday, the 25th of September, we had Downingtown Fall Fest. Part of our streets were closed down, Green Street, Pennsylvania Avenue. 170 plus vendors, probably 8,000 people through the town. So it was our biggest and best ever. I think it was a win-win for the community. We have a partnership with the Borough of Downingtown for this, with our Public Works, and our Police Administration, and with Downingtown Main Street as well. So it took all those groups to pull this off. I want to thank Borough Council for the coming to Renwick now to cut the ribbon and welcome everybody to our town. So so I think this was our best ever. We're doing a lot of good things, and I think our future is bright. Appreciate the leadership from council.
Thank you.
And Steve, I just want you to know some nonprofits benefit from it. They had some raffles and stuff. So it really did indeed help senior citizens and other people in town. So it turned out to be a win-win for everyone. People came to town that haven't been here before, got to see what it's like, so it keeps growing every year. We appreciate everything you guys do.
Thank you much.
Pardon?
Said very much, though.
Is that a motion?
Yeah, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Oh, wait.
Let's go ahead.
No, we got one we missed. One scout came in late.
Stand up and tell them who you are.
Say hello, get them on film, please.
Hello, I'm Shrikar. So I'm a Boy Scout, and yeah, I'm just here to listen to the council and their decisions.
And why were you late?
I got stuck in traffic. You know, I'm going to appoint you my second when I need one.
They pick on me all.
Don't worry about it. I got your back.
Sorry, I just didn't want to miss it. Everybody else got recognized. So we appreciate you guys coming in. Please keep bringing them.
I appreciate you having us because it's lively, it's entertaining, and they actually learn something, which is good.
I like that. We have a motion second. All in favor? Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for coming. We appreciate it.
All right, so guys, this is your chance to talk to some of the guys that you know, if you want to talk to any of these guys,
And last week, when I was at Cambridge,
Well, yeah, they were ready to vote you
now they're on tour, and I'm 10 minutes late because I can't get through traffic.
Well, it's all here. If you want
It's not your fault.
No.
okay.
I got you.